UFC Fight Night RDR versus Brendan Allen takes place this Saturday, and these are my predictions for every single fight on the card. Starting off with the main event, we have got RDR now taking on Brendan Allen. Originally, it was meant to be RDR Anthony Hernandez. I thought RDR would have TKO'd Anthony Hernandez. I was confident in that pick. Hernandez does not deal well with shots to the body, and RDR has very well placed and well timed knees to the body that eventually would have crumbled Anthony Hernandez in their matchup. Plus RDR is massive for the middleweight division, but now he's got a new stylistic matchup in Brendan Allen, who in my opinion is a fighter that's good everywhere but great nowhere, if that makes sense. And Brendan Allen this time around, I'm pretty sure, has changed training camp, and he's training out with Bully B, aka Canelo Hands, aka Bilal Muhammad, which can only be beneficial because Bilal Muhammad, former UFC world champion. Brendan Allen's coming off a win over Marvin Vettori. Fun fight, not an amazing performance if we're being honest. RDR is the guy with momentum right now though. GM3, Bo Nickel, Kevin Holland and Robert Whittaker in his last matchup. Now the Whittaker matchup was close, controversial to some. I thought RDR did win the matchup even though he did cheat by grabbing the glove when he was knocked down. But anyway, these things happen. But I think this fight's a lot closer than what people are letting on. Brendan Allen, like I said, good everywhere, great nowhere. I think he's got pretty decent boxing. I think he's a better technical, even, like, it's crazy using that word for Brendan Allen in the striking. He's not a very technical striker in his own right, but technically he's a better striker than what RDR is. Both very different styles on the feet. I think Brendan Allen's got pretty decent boxing that could cause RDR problems, but an issue I think Brendan Allen is going to run into in this matchup on the feet is I don't think he has the punch power to get RDR off him. RDR is going to march him down. He's going to walk him down, NBA Youngboy style, get him against the cage, knees to the body, dirty boxing in the clinch. I think it's going to be a horrible matchup for Brendan Allen. I think Allen's going to look good round one, but as the fight goes on and Brendan Allen is constantly on the back foot, being pushed up against the cage, out physicality, if that's even a word, by RDR in there. The knees to the body, it's going to zap his energy. The wee tappy shots in the clinch as well, they do add up. And Brendan Allen, he can grapple. Maybe he goes to his grappling, but a problem with Brendan Allen, in my opinion, is an IQ issue. This guy picks submission over position and costs himself dominant positions in fights. He does it nearly every time you fucking see the guy fight. And RDR, I think, has a grappling advantage over Brendan Allen as well. That's obviously a big part of RDR's game. Arguably, in fact, it is the best part of his game, is his grappling. So I think RDR is going to win this fight by decision. I think he's just going to march forward, typical RDR style, knee Brendan Allen into the body, beat him up in the clinch. Might be some grappling. I think predominantly this fight's going to take place on the feet. If RDR does get a stoppage, it is by submission, but I think RDR beats Brendan Allen 4 rounds to 1 by a very comfortable decision in this matchup. Although I actually wouldn't be surprised if Brendan Allen won. I know that's kind of a flip-flop answer. I am picking RDR to win, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on Brendan Allen in this matchup. Moving on, co-main event, Kevin Holland, Mike Malott. Now, a lot of people are going to think I'm brain dead for this pick. I'm picking Kevin Holland. Now, Mike Malott, he's from Canada. This is his big moment. We know what happened last time he was in Canada, Neil Magny. But Mike Malott was looking good against Neil Magny, let's be honest. He's got good grappling. I think the leg kicks are going to be there for him against Kevin Holland. But this is the thing. I see people saying Mike Malott's going to out-grapple and control Kevin Holland on the mat. Kevin Holland moves different at welterweight than he does middleweight. Now, I know the loss to D-Rod doesn't look great, but D-Rod's got average boxing in my opinion. He hits extremely hard. He in his own right is extremely tough and durable. Like, if Kevin Holland hits Mike Malott with the shots he caught D-Rod with, Mike Malott's out of there. He's not surviving that at all. Also, Kevin Holland in the grappling at welterweight, he's just moving different. It's not like middleweight where he's out physicality, he's out size, he's out muscled, and these guys can just control him. That's not the case. The guy stood up and cradled Gunnar Nelson. Picked him up, cradled him like a fucking baby in their matchup. Also, Kevin Holland's got nearly a 10-inch reach advantage in there. He's got very good 1-2. He's got very good straight shots. Kevin Holland does. And he hits hard. I think Kevin Holland, late second round, early third, stops Mike Malott. I'm going to be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. I'm going Kevin Holland by stoppage. Moving on to the feature fight. Marlon Vera taking on Zahabi. Now, Zahabi again is like a Brendan Allen. Good everywhere, great nowhere. Obviously his brother. I'm pretty sure it's his brother. GSP's coach. Great game planner of a coach. I can't remember his name. I've gone blank. Obviously his second name is Zahabi. Can't remember his first name. But Chito Vera, we haven't seen him fight since the Figueiredo loss, I believe, which was over a year ago now. Chito Vera, I don't know how he's ranked this high. I don't think Chito Vera is good, to be honest. I really struggle to see how this guy's still ranked inside the top 15. The fact this guy fought for a title is mind-blowing. I don't think Zahabi is going to ever fight for a belt. I don't think he breaks top 5. But I think he's a capable enough fighter to beat Chito Vera. Chito Vera, I don't think he's better in any aspect of MMA than Zahabi, other than maybe he's a more aggressive finisher, if you know what I mean. Like maybe he's got better finishing ability, better finishing instincts than Zahabi. But Zahabi in his own right, tough as hell. Look at that matchup against Aldo. Even though it was close, dogfight in there, and he was able just to do things just to put him ahead. He's going to be a much smarter fighter than Chito Vera in there. I think he can outstrike Chito Vera. I think if he wants to, he can mix in his grappling and have success there against Chito Vera. Honestly, in this matchup, Chito Vera's got a puncher's chance. That's it. I don't see him being able to outstrike Zahabi, win rounds, out-grapple him. I don't see it. The only way I see Chito Vera winning is if Zahabi maybe gets tired and Chito Vera's still in there and cracks him with a big shot like we've seen Chito Vera do before. But even then, I just think Zahabi's too switched on to allow that to happen. I really just do not see that happening at all. Also, Chito Vera isn't high output, high volume. He's not. He takes a while to get into fights as well. This is a 3-rounder. I think Zahabi wins this matchup by decision. I think he wins this fight 3-0. Dominant decision. Moving on, Manon Fiorot taking on Jasmine Jasovicius, however you say her fucking second name. Women's MMA fight could go either way, 50-50 matchup. If Jasmine can't get this fight to the ground, she's fucked on the feet. Manon Fiorot, good takedown defense, looked alright against Valentina Shevchenko. That fight was dog shit. I'll never watch it again. Better striker than Jasmine, Manon Fiorot is. Low output though on the feet, which is a problem. I'm going for Manon Fiorot to win this matchup. She looks more manly. Take a look at that face. Women's MMA at 50-50. Manon Fiorot I'm picking. Moving on, Cody Gibson against Astra Lang. Now, I butchered his name. I don't really care. I'm going for Cody Gibson to win this matchup. Fighters that come from the likes of China and places like that come to the UFC from Road to the UFC or stuff like that, I can never trust them properly. I just can't. They've got padded records. I'm going Cody Gibson to win this matchup. Cal Nelson, Matt Frivola. I just can't get the thought of Matt Frivola against Fressy Am, and Ray Longo's like, turn into him, and he turns into him and gets fucking hit with that Bumbaraz clat knee. I think Matt Frivola can mix in his grappling to win this matchup. I think he does beat Cal Nelson. Both guys are coming off KO losses. I'm going to trust Matt Frivola to win this fight. Charles Jourdain, Davy Grant. We, me, I, us. Davy fucking Grant! Davy Grant, crafty vets winning this fight. Charles Jourdain doesn't fucking want it like Davy Grant. He doesn't have this like Davy Grant. He doesn't have the fucking heart. He doesn't have the fucking stones like David Grant. Davy Grant beats Charles Jourdain. Decision. Now, Charles Jourdain has only kind of really lost to the likes of Gene Silva in the UFC. I'm trying to think who else he lost to. The Gene Silva knockout was bad, remember that? Like, Gene Silva just hits him with a uppercut and just folds him like a fucking deck chair. There's no way I see a Davy Grant fight and don't pick Davy Grant. It's rude, it's unmannered. I'm going Davy Grant to win. Don't really have a reason that's behind it. Bruno Silva against Hoi Sun Park. Park's coming off that loss, I believe, to Tatsuro Taira. Yeah, he was 10-0 going in that fight. Now he's 10-1. Bruno Silva's a tricky customer for anybody. You have to actually be half decent to beat this guy. And I think Hoi Sun Park is. I'm going for Park to win this matchup. I know that kind of contradicts everything I said about Road to the UFC and all, but shut the fuck up. Danny Barlow is going to absolutely knock out cold to Jordan Santos. Danny Barlow, coming off that loss, I'm pretty sure, to Sam Patterson, who, in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before this guy's ranked. Sam Patterson, in the welterweight division. I think Danny Barlow wins this matchup by KO in the first round. Kyle Prepperlek versus Drew Dober. Kyle Prepperlek shouldn't be in the UFC, I'm going to be honest. He's the guy that Benoit Saint-Denis fought at UFC 315. Drew Dober should win this matchup. Now, Drew Dober prefers to fight fighters of a different colour than what Kyle Prepperlek would be. That's when you see the best Drew Dober. Enough said. But Drew Dober is just better than Kyle Prepperlek, in my opinion. Like, Kyle is not a prospect. I don't think he's good. He's not UFC level. Drew Dober, yeah, is he coming off that loss to Manuel Torres? That was a brutal first round stoppage. But Drew Dober is UFC level. He's unranked lightweight level. I think he wins this matchup. Stephanie Luciano taking on Reinier Oliveira. Women's MMA, 50-50, pick him. I'm going to go for Stephanie Luciano to win this matchup. Don't know much about either. I'm not going to pretend to know much about either. Women's MMA fight 50-50. Asmat Bekaev taking on Yusiri Belaguri. I don't know how to say his second name. I can't pronounce names. Get over it. This is Alex Pereira's sparring partner, though, or teammate. He lost on the Contender Series. I can't remember to who. Who did he lose to? The Brazilian guy. Fuck! That's actually not a bad loss in hindsight. Pretty decent kickboxer. Got a layup on the Contender Series to get him into the UFC. Asman, in my opinion, can keep up with him in the striking. And I think he can use his grappling to win this matchup. I think Asman wins this matchup pretty comfortably. Unless Yusuri can catch him and knock him out. I don't know. I just see Asmat being able to, if he isn't able to outstrike him, just take him down and use his grappling. I think Asmat wins this matchup. And moving on, Melissa Croden taking on, I don't even know how to say that first name, Lisboa. Lesbian. The lesbians kind of dominate women's MMA. We're going to go for Lisboa to win this matchup. So those are my predictions for UFC Fight Night. Brendan Allen versus De Ridder, or De Ridder versus Brendan Allen. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all again in the next one.